already loving it with the production, and I hope that I'm able to add some of it on YouTube as well. So this is not coming across live to me, which is totally fine. This is coming across like the original. And then I think they're just going back and redoing it as if it was live for the music video. Nice. Okay, that was a really interesting and intricate melody. There was a lot going on there. Man, I forget that I don't understand the language. Like, I always react to songs that I don't know. There's always different cultures of mine, so obviously I don't know the language most of the time. But gosh, with a great beat and a great melody and great voices, a great vocal tone, we might talk about that. Who cares, you know? You don't need to know to enjoy it. Nice. Alright, that hook is a hit. Melody. Love that hook. That's my favorite part. Yeah, that's what we call a hook. So the first melody that I mentioned would be typically more of like the chorus. But then this ending part, that's really the hook. That blooming melody, that's the one that's going to be stuck in our head. I think they did a great job with that as far as like songwriting goes. I really like her vocal tone. It's got a great pop quality to it, and then I really think they're doing a great job adding harmonies whenever she's singing. And it almost sounds like she was singing on a different mic whenever they recorded it. I'm hearing like a different quality to the sound than some of those other melodies. Maybe we'll replay it and I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. She's got a great voice too. She's adding a little more nasality to her tone there, but I like it. I mean, they're just all standouts and they're all so good. But they're from the Philippines. I expect nothing less at this point. It almost sounds like she recorded this in the studio on a different mic. Could be that they were traveling or they were touring and they needed to go back and add that melody in later, and so they just used whatever mic they had on hand. That's actually pretty common for popular acts like them. That time they have a gorgeous lower harmony on this, and I think if I remember correctly on their last song that I listened to, Cherry on Top, they were focused more on the higher harmonies. So again, it just shows that they can do it all. And I watched this compilation of them, it was like a cappella. You should check that out on the channel if you haven't seen that. It's incredible. Just they rock it live. I will keep on going I like her tone a lot. I really do. It's got a deeper quality. I would imagine she'd be an alto. I'd also imagine that she would have a slightly lower speaking voice for a female. But it really blends with the other girls nicely. And again, they all have unique voices and they all have standout tones. I'm calling it that the label is going to end up having eventually a solo project with every one of these members. years down the line. That's what I would guess. I like it, and I like how they switch the production up as well. No, I just have to say, like, the effort that goes into being able to dance like that while singing and keeping what we would consider as breath management. So being able to control your oxygen levels and not lose your breath whenever you sing, because as a singer, obviously your oxygen in your breath is like your it'd be like gas in a car. Like without it, you're not going to go anywhere. And my gosh, I mean, they make it look so easy. The dancing and singing, it's so difficult. And the amount of practice that has to go into be able to do that is, what's the word, like admirable, I guess. It's just really admirable. And working with artists that you know, perform and have to prepare in the ways that they do, again, it's like there's just so much effort that has to go into making it look so easy and look so effortless. I hope that makes sense. Interesting that they went from a unison there, it sounded good, and then they added a few harmonies at the end of that line. Little things like that are, it's just so fun to be in the studio. Man, I'm having trouble like speaking right now. I need some more caffeine. But deciding on what parts are unison and what parts are harmonies, that is one of my personal favorite parts about being in the studio. It's the vocal producing of like, all right, what harmonies are we gonna do? What stacks are we gonna do? How are we gonna mix it? How are we gonna spread it? It's so creative and it's so fun. Nice. And again, that's what we would call the hook, and that's exactly what is going to be stuck in our heads. And every song that's going to have like wide appeal, like Cherry on Top, that whole melody to me was a hook. It was so catchy. And that's one thing that sticks out to me about BINI, is that they just have great songs. Like their songs are just incredibly catchy. They're amazing singers and amazing performers, but they have great music. I will keep on blooming. The Philippines is coming up with SB19 and BINI. It's only a matter of time before Filipino artists just take over the world.